Hi, in this video I'm going to cover a question based on laws of motion, and this question came in IIT JEE in 2009. So here's a question. There's a piece of wire which is bent in the shape of parabola, and the equation of the parabola is also given, y equals kx square. So, and there's a mass, there's a bead of mass m on it. Now the bead can slide without any friction, and it can freely slide on it. Now, since the wire is at rest, it will stay at the lowest point as mentioned in the question. But when the wire is accelerated with the acceleration a parallel to x-axis, the bead will try to move. So where should the bead go? Forward or backward, or should it remain at this position? I would encourage you to pause the video and think about it for a second. So let's try to sort that out. You know that when there's a car and it is at rest and there's a person sitting in it, the person is properly sitting, no problem. But as soon as the car starts moving, the person feels a jerk in the backward direction. Why so? This is because of the Newton's first law, that is, the body in motion remains in motion, and the body at rest remains at rest unless it is disturbed by some external force. So since it is at rest here, so it will try to remain at rest, and as soon as this goes forward, it will try to retain its position. So it will have a backward jerk. Similar in this case, as soon as this wire tries to move forward, the mass will go backward to some position. But it is also the case that it won't keep on going forever. It will go to some height, or let's say some distance from here, only till some distance. That will be like, we'll discuss it in the further part. So, but it will not go on forever. Okay. So in this question, we are asked to find the distance of this new equilibrium position. So it is already mentioned that it is going to be in equilibrium at some stage. So we have to find the distance of this new position where it can stay at rest with respect to wire from y-axis. So y-axis is this. Note that this axis is also moving with the wire as with the acceleration a. Okay. So we have to find this distance, let's say x naught. Okay. So there are two methods of doing it again. We can solve this question in the inertial frame, or we can solve it in the non-inertial frame. So I'll introduce you with two frames in this video. Let's get started. So what is the inertial frame? We had decided that we have this wire and the bead is to be decided here, right? And the equation is this. Now the inertial frame is a frame which is having no acceleration, or it is moving with a constant velocity. Velocity is constant. Now you must be having a doubt that the earth is also taken as an inertial frame usually, but it is a rotating object. So why are we taking it as an inertial frame? So you should note that the acceleration of the earth is very slow. It's very small. So we can neglect it. Anyway, the physics that we study is based on many assumptions. So we can surely neglect that. Okay. Now from this frame, so what is the speciality of the inertial frame? From inertial frame, you can apply the Newton's three laws. So whatever laws are there, we can easily apply in inertial frame. But in non-inertial frame, the story is different, which we will cover here. Okay. So first we will solve it with respect to inertial frame. So our observer is standing on the ground and it is seeing this. Okay. So let's get back to our story where we had this car and the person is sitting in it and it was moving. So from the perspective of a person who is standing on the ground, what will he see about the person sitting in the car? He will see that this person is moving with some acceleration a, it won't see the car, but it will see, since our object under observation is the man, so it will be moving with a acceleration. So similar case here, the bead is moving with the acceleration a according to the observer standing on the ground. Okay, now other thing is, since its mass is m, so if we try to make the FBD of this bead, the mg will be acting at the center of mass. Okay, what other force? The other force will be, since this bead is in touch with this wire, so there will be some normal force. Now where do you think the normal force should act? It should be in this direction or in this direction, or maybe we don't know. Okay, so we have to think about it. For that we need to understand the interaction of the bead and the wire. Okay, see, we will make a bigger picture of it. Okay, when normally we think like there is no space in it and it is, properly clumping it like that, but you also know that there is some sliding going on, so there must be some space, right? So since the wire is dragging or pulling this bead, okay, with it, along with it, so the wire is touching somewhere on the right part of it, this part of it. Okay, I can simply make it like this. Majorly it will be touching here, and even if it is touching, let's say, this portion, so we will take the resultant, which will be in this direction. That's correct. So the normal will be acting in this direction, because we don't know the shape of the wire. We are thinking that it is vertical, but it is not vertical, it is somewhere like this, so we don't know the shape, so we will assume that the normal is acting at some theta. Okay, now direction, this direction or this direction. So since this wire is applying the force on this, so the force should be acting towards the bead, which is in this direction, right? So the force will be in this direction. Anyway, you can understand that the bead is carrying it, so it will like pull it in this direction, so the normal force should be in this direction. So the final FBD that we have decided on is, we have mg and we have a normal force which will be passing through the center of mass again, and this normal force is making an angle of theta with the x-axis. Alright, now we'll write the equation of motion for our the Newton's second law for our condition, which will be n sine theta equals mg in y direction, or I should write n sine theta, since this is y and this is x, n sine theta minus mg equals 0, right? There is no acceleration in the vertical direction, while the motion in x direction gives us n cos theta. There is no other force in x direction, so that's all, equals mass of the bead into acceleration. I told you, right? From the person standing on the ground, what he will see the bead to be moving in this direction. So the bead will be moving in this direction with the acceleration a. Correct. Now we have to solve for this distance as asked. For this distance, we have to go back to our equation y equals kx square. So we will see how to follow from these equations further on. So in order to find out this distance, we need to take the help of our y equals kx square equation. So I like to suggest you something, that whenever you are given an equation, you should always think about differentiating it. It usually helps. Yeah. So we have the normal force here. Alright. So if we try to find this theta, this x, we can think of finding theta. If we divide our equation 1 and 2, we will get tan theta equals g by a. Okay. If we get theta, we can try to find out x and y, right? So we have our theta, but how to find x and y? So this theta is making an angle. This theta is the angle between with that the normal is making with the y-axis. Now theta is the so tan theta is the slope that the normal is making. How do we find the, when we are given the equation of curve, how do we find the slope of normal? So first we differentiate the curve, okay, which will be 2kx. Now if we need to find the slope of normal which this curve is making, so this 2kx is the slope of this thing, this tangent. Normal to it will make the slope, since we know that m1 m2 equals -1, this m1 is the slope of tangent and this is the normal for normal slope. So 2kx into m2 equals -1, where m2 will be -1 by 2kx. Alright, so we know the slope now. So we know the tan theta. Tan theta is g by a, which is equal to 1 by 2kx, and hence we can easily find out what our answer is. Alright, if you want to find out how much y is there, you can plug this x back into our equation and we can easily get what y is. Alright, so this is as per inertial frame. Now we will solve with respect to non-inertial frame. Now what is a non-inertial frame? So to understand non-inertial frame, let's take an example of car again, maybe. Okay, the person sitting inside it. Okay, now there is another person who is sitting inside the car and he is observing this second man. Okay, now since the car is moving with acceleration a and they both are sitting inside it, so he will not observe any motion in this man. All right, so so then how do we write the equations for such a thing? Or we can say, like in our case as well, we can directly write that, right? So we have this, alright, we have mg, we have normal, and if there is another bead or another person over here which is looking at the bead, it will not observe any motion, so there will be no acceleration, the acceleration will be 0, right? If the acceleration is 0, then how do we find it? How this n sin theta is 0, n sin theta will be equal to mg and n cos theta will be equals to ma, and a is 0, and so theta will be 0 and everything will be 0. Do you think that this is the right thing? So there must be some flaw in our approach, right? But we did everything right. Then where's the flaw? The flaw is our approach. The flaw is in our approach of taking this thing as an inertial frame, taking this wire as an inertial frame. This wire cannot be an inertial frame since it's moving with some acceleration a, right? So this point is also moving at acceleration with acceleration a. So we cannot take this as an inertial frame. So how do we solve it? So we have just have a method. We don't say that such a thing exists or something, but we just have a method. Okay, what do we call it? We apply a pseudo force to it. What is a pseudo force? Pseudo force is a force that we have just introduced to use in the non-inertial frame when we are writing some equation in a non-inertial frame, because we cannot normally apply the Newton's second law of motion easily in this frame. So what is a pseudo force? Pseudo force is mass into acceleration again, but which mass and which acceleration? So the frame, the moving frame is moving, the frame is moving with some acceleration a. That acceleration should come here, and the mass, the body under consideration, its mass should be taken here. The body under consideration is the system that we are studying, which is the bead here, right? So the mass of the bead should come here. This is the pseudo force. But what is the direction? The direction will be opposite to the acceleration of our non-inertial frame, which will be in this direction, MA. Alright, it's wrong to apply it over here, but it should be again applied at the CG. Okay, so mg, n and ma. Now we will write the equation of motion again. So this is not valid. Alright, so n sine theta, the other force is minus mg equals 0. The x equation will be n cos theta minus ma equals 0. If you again take this ma over here, this will become n cos theta equals ma. Note that these two equations are exactly same as we wrote in inertial frame. Nothing has changed. And so we have taken the pseudo forces direction as well as whatever we have considered in such a way that the things will fit in the inertial frame as well. Alright? We don't apply the pseudo force in inertial frame, but we apply it here, and we have applied it in such a way that the answer matches exactly within the inertial frame as well. Okay, after this we have done it in the inertial frame as well. So hope you understand it. Alright, for any doubt or any comments, you can comment in the comment section below. Thanks for watching the video.